You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So we're now going to be joined with Will Palin on the telephone. Will, as always, it's great to have you back talking to us with a bit of an update on the Dockyard Church. If you could just introduce our listeners to the church if they've not heard about what you're doing before.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me back, Daniel. Yes, Dockyard Church. Most people on the island will know the building. It's that great, rather sad-looking derelict shell with the great tower at the entrance to the commercial port. The building, which is of very high importance architecturally, was burnt out in 2001 by a fire and has been derelict ever since. We as a trust got hold of the building through a council compulsory purchasing it a few years ago, and we've been working up plans to repair the building and get it into use again.
So, as we go into the new year, I was hoping you could let our listeners know how things are going, give us a bit of an update, because I think things are going a lot better now.
Yeah, some of your listeners will know that we got our what's called a round one pass, a first stage pass for a grant of 4.75 million from the Heritage Lottery Fund last year. They released a little bit of that, about $500,000 up front for us to develop the plans, raise a bit of extra money, and then if we're in good shape, we go back this year to the lottery and they release the rest of the money so we can start work in earnest. So we've been doing two things. We've been developing our plans, getting our business plan together, making sure that our use of the building is going to be viable and sustainable. And we've also, thanks to another grant from Historic England, been able to undertake some urgent repair work to the building. So some of your listeners may have seen a lot of activity going on in and around the church. And that's our team of specialist contractors scaffolding the interior, getting it nice and stable, and doing a range of urgent works, which will allow the building to be strong and stable before we start our work in earnest, but also it will allow people to visit safely into the church by appointment with us. We've got a special observation deck that we're putting in, so that's quite exciting.
So that's going to allow people to get a more better look and more chance to see what's happening on a more regular basis, I assume.
Exactly, that's the idea, because the building hasn't been safe enough to allow to allow any kind of access, certainly over the last year. So we'll be able to do that fairly shortly now.
Now, I know when we last spoke, you were looking for people to let you know about their sort of memories or anything interesting they could sort of talk about, bits of history. Are you still doing that and working with people?
Yeah, we ran a project called a reminiscence project about the church, because obviously what we're trying to do is gather as much information about the building and as we can, and also those personal stories add life and emotion to the work that we're going to be doing. So we still want to hear from people that have a connection with the church, who have memories, because that will all feed into the way we present the building in the future. And we've got an online project underway to collate all these reminiscences and to make them available to the people via the web.
Is there anything else happening that our listeners might be interested to know about?
We're hoping to start a more regular series of open days in the building once we finish the urgent work. So I would just say to listeners, check our website, watch this space, because there's certainly going to be an increasing level of activity over the next year, and we really want everyone on the island to come and discover what we're doing and support us.
Was there anything else you'd like to cover?
I think that's all for now. I'm just pleased to be able to report good progress, and as I said, your listeners can learn much more about what we're doing by logging onto our website, which is Sheerness Dockyard PT for Preservation Trust .org.uk.
Well, as always, Will, it's great to speak to you and to catch up with how things are going.
Thanks, Daniel. Great to speak to you.